Hey guys, Dalton again, and Cold as Ice War recap. We played this clan called Bankai, and man, this was another really close war. We were only to pull off 8 trips against their 6, and yeah, it was another one of those like last minute attacks that kind of gave us the dub. But I mean, we had so many 90 plus percent attacks that we couldn't just follow through with, and yeah, like back to back 98, 99, 99, 96, 96, 96. I mean, it's just the 99%. It was, I mean, we could have probably averaged our like 13 to 15 triples, but just had a little bit of an issue on those cleanups. I personally had a time fail on this war against their number 2, but it all happens for a reason. So to start it off, we've got Andrew doing a Pekka Bobat, and he's coming in from about that 11 o'clock, pushing through. And notice how that wall wrecker's placed so precisely to where the wall wrecker's gonna open up those compartments right in the center wall. So it breaks open that center wall connecting 2 compartments to make it just open up even more space. So I mean that's a huge another thing that's great to take advantage of if you have the ability to do that. And then from here, he's sending in the bats at about the 2 o'clock, and then freezes that multi-inferno as those bats come through. And, yep, just those bats taking out those defenses. Unfortunately, that wizard tower got a shot off at the bats, but, nonetheless, all it takes is a little bit of cleanup, and that's that. So, yeah, I mean, Cold as Ice, they're going strong going into CWL. I'm not sure whether or not they are going to do a competitive Champs 1 CWL, or if they're going to do a like non-competitive in like Champs 3 or below just for fun. So I know they are a bunch of extremely good attackers, and if they do competitive Champs 1, no doubt they'd have a good placing. All right, now we got Von Jr. over here. And, same thing. Look at that wall wrecker placement, opening up those 2 compartments there. One with that circle layout with the Inferno in the center, and then the other one into that Town Hall with the 2 air defenses. And then from there, he's going to jump into the center. And then from that center compartment, I mean, those bowlers and the Queen and the King have just access to, both of the remaining Inferno towers, and then all those other defenses. And then from there, all that's left is that wizard tower, and then the bats actually get just killed after a little bit, but then the troops are they made their way all the way through 100% to the other side of that base, and then from there are gonna clean up. I don't know if you saw at the bottom, he distracted that wizard tower with a baby dragon, and then the wizard was dropped below it to take it out. So I mean, if it was close on time, that was a huge save. Very, very good situational awareness with knowing what defenses was standing and how to distract it to take it out accordingly. So now here we've got FAP, and this is a fun raid to watch as well. So he's gonna drop the Stone Slammer in at about the 2 o'clock to open up that compartment. And then from that compartment, and this is also a terrible base layout because that Town Hall, as you can see, is available to be hit by the Queen without even breaking that Town Hall. So I think whoever made the base was supposed to put it back, just that one space into the corner, but obviously did not work there. But I mean, from there, they get the Town Hall, the enemy CC, Inferno, and then all that's left is basically La Luin, 50% of the base, because the rest of it has been taken out by that Queen. And then the Lalo comes through, make sure to get into that compartment with the Eagle Artillery and keep funneling those defenses around. And then he's still got a freeze and a haste for that last compartment and the Warden's ability. And then, I mean, that's just easy cleanup. Easy. So FAP with a great job. Those 2 loons might have done a little bit more work, or a little bit more beneficial if you dropped it on that Troll Tesla over at the 3 o'clock corner. But, I mean, come on now. You can't critique a raid like that when it gets 100%. Great vision there. All right, now here we got Mubi, and I think this might be the first time I've shown him off in a war recap with a triple. So yeah, pretty exciting stuff. Again, that wall wrecker placement I think was just one tile off to opening that other compartment. Or maybe he did that on purpose to just open the circle compartment there, because if those boulders went into that town hall compartment and then pushed through to that like bomb tower, all the boulders would have died over the Giga Tesla if he didn't use the Warden's ability. So either way, and then he's gonna freeze rage, bat spell over that multi-target Inferno, and was able to take out a few defenses, but actually not as much as he wanted. I can guarantee. But yeah, on the left hand side, 9 o'clock, as you see that Cannon was distracted by the ice golem, so he's gonna send 2 wizards in to take it out, which was probably a huge key in the success of this raid. And then the bowlers and the P.E.K.K.A.s are just gonna play cleanup around. And yeah, this is actually a really close raid. Luckily, that Warden was able to take out those last 2 defenses, because I don't know if that P.E.K.K.A. would have made it through the entire raid. So very close, but very successful. All right, now we got Sean here, P.E.K.K.A. Bobat, and he's gonna start the funnel in that 9 o'clock corner, and then send that wall wrecker in. This is kind of an oddball wall wrecker placement, just because, and it's smart because look at what he's gotten access to with that wall wrecker going in at that angle. He pushes in, can take out the Eagle artillery. It's not head on, so it doesn't take out the front of those defenses, but I mean, look from here, look at the pathing of those bats now. It's nothing but point defenses throughout basically half of the base. So, and then he uses the free spell on the wizard tower and a multi-inferno, and again, unfortunately, it didn't last on that last wizard tower for the bats to make it through to it, but they pushed that center compartment, and then from there the king's just going to make its way through with the cleanup troops, pushing clockwise through the trash structures of the base. And I mean, just like that P.E.K.K.A. Bobat is just incredible right now. And with CWL starting in under a day, I'm sure we're going to see a lot of that. All right, now here's Jun, and Jun has some of the most OP attacks that I think I have seen in CAI. So he's going to E-clone into that compartment there. The loons take out a ton of different structures. Seeking Air Mine on that takes out the Queen, takes out the enemy CC. Unfortunately, it wasn't able to take out that Eagle artillery, which I think was the goal. But either way, he made enough of a funnel with that the miners are going to go through and have an easier path with that king funneling on the backside. So that king's just pushing through, keeping that funnel to the miners, and he's got a whiz behind it. And then, unfortunately, that queen gets stuck on a wall, but can kind of follow as she goes. But yeah, she's just making her way. But those healers got stuck with the miners, and then just pushing around counterclockwise. He had, I think, 30 plus miners there. Used the Warden's ability when taking out the enemy king, and then those miners were also targeted by the town hall. A couple skeleton traps at the town hall, and then the queen and the miners double team on that. And then, I mean, look at the end of this raid. Even with all those structures all those defenses that were hitting on the miners, still had probably 20 left right there. So, great job, Jun. Great vision. Yeah, 31 miners. Whew. All right, now we got Blackjack. Blackjack on a P.E.K.K.A. Bobat. And basically doing the entry for the P.E.K.K.A. Bobat at around the 11 o'clock, which is going to give them access to an extremely good layout. Use that Warden's ability on that wall wrecker as well, and just opens up so much of this base with those little moats going through the base. And and then push through all the way to the backside of the town hall, and then he's going to start the bats. And again, look at the bats pathing. Nothing but point defenses, nothing that is harming them. So freezes the multi-inferno and that wizard tower. Unfortunately, the wizard tower gets a shot off, but nonetheless, he's got a couple bats that hung behind on that eagle artillery, 2 wizards on that backside cleanup, and then just P.E.K.K.A.s, and then that queen pushing through the rest of this base. Yeah, I mean those bats were able to take out probably, I think it was 6 defensive structures there, and without those bats taking those out, it would have been a RIP on that raid. All right, now for the last one, we got CAI Majin, probably butchering that one as well, but hey, I can only do what I can, right? So he's doing a P.E.K.K.A. bat as well, coming in from about the 12 o'clock, and notice the placing of that wall wrecker, opening that area into that multi-target inferno, and then from there the wall wrecker's just pushing even further in, taking out the enemy CC, the enemy queen, an inferno tower, taking out the eagle artillery, taking out the town hall, and then he's going to send the bats in from about the 2 o'clock, going clockwise, and if you look on the back side down there, that multi-target and the wizard tower were distracted, but he still uses the freezes on it, and then eventually those bats are going to simmer out from that other wizard tower, that other multi-target inferno, but the queen uses her ability on that multi-target inferno. P.E.K.K.A.s make their way through that wall compartment, and then just finish it up right there, and then all that's left is the cleanup. So another extremely fun war from Cold as Ice, and yeah, these guys are killing it. I really hope these guys do a competitive CWL, and hopefully they give me the privilege of being able to maybe recap that. But yeah, so here's a little back recap. 8-6 triples, very close war. We had them in percent, so they would have had to beat us in stars, but yeah, good war. Thanks for